Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. And today, let us understand how the data warehouse is going to be created using a product database. Now, let us understand. Normally, the customer is going to give you OLTP database where you have lots of tables, master tables and dimension tables. To dump the data from the OLTP database, what we have to do is that we have to create a staging database, and from the staging database we have to dump the data to the data warehousing database. After the data warehousing database is created with the dimensional tables and the fact tables, and you have to create a SSAS project, and inside that you have to create a cube and process that. Okay. But now the customer is going to have the OLTP data. Think about Amazon.com. So what data they're going to have? So let us think about Amazon.com. So OLTP database we're talking about here. This data they would have already captured. Amazon will have a product data, product master data or product data. And they may have some kind of a category. So category means what? Category master table they have. So category master means they have category ID and category name, and you have one more table called product master, product ID, product name. So the product belongs to what category? Electronics category or furniture category, personal products and soaps and detergents. Like that we can have category, and this primary key becomes a foreign key here. Okay. Then you have a customer table. Whenever you go there, and there is a table called customer table, and we lots of sales would happen. You purchase, I purchase, all the people is going to purchase, and there is a sales table called transactional table. Is it fine? So this is the things you're going to have in the OLTP database. This database already created and given to you by a custom. So let me show you my database. So now what you do in your systems, create this database product, okay, and use product, and the first table we are going to have category master, category ID and category name. So this is OLTP data. This is where data going to be created, and this data now you have to fill. So 101 stationery, 102 soaps and detergents, and 103 personal products, and 104 food and beverages, and some data I'm going to have, and that database I'm going to have, I have created already. And this script you have to create, or I'm going to send you the script. You can use this. Okay, I have this data. Are you clear? So now, once you come down, so you are getting some more data here. That is, product master data, product ID and product name, and what is the price of the product, and this product belong to what category. The category names are here, and this is a foreign key, and this table is also created with the following data, and pen, pencil, duster, Rin, Lux, Dove, and you can give Fair and Lovely, Pond's, Quality Ice Creams, Kiss and Jam, Modern Bread. We have Little Santo. Lots of products are there in this, and all this data been included, and this is my product table. Like that you can have lots of products you can dump. Okay, the second table also I have created, and the database is OLTP database. The name is product, remember this. And later, so I'm going to have a customer master table, so where the customers are going to be, or you may have customer ID, customer name, and customer city. You may have cell phone number, mobile number, phone number, address, lots of things you're going to keep. So I don't have anything here, but this is my city address, and address also you can have. So city, lot of things you can store, and this is my customer table. And here I have lots of data, and getting lots of data from different cities. I'm running my business in India, and I'm running my business in say US also. I have some US cities as well. So this is my data, and this data I'm going to store in this table. So customer table is also ready. Now the later you have to create a sales table. So what is the product and purchased by which customer, and what is the sale date when they have purchased, and quantity sold, whether they have purchased one product or the quantity and the sales amount, how much they paid, and what is the expected or the real delivery date that you have to mention. So sale date is something different, and they're going to have one more, when is that it is going to be delivered to them. And this is one more table called create a table called sales. Now, this is also the table is ready with the following data, and this is the 2012 July 3rd and 245 quantities sold by product 1, customer 1, and the total amount is this. The delivery date is, so they have ordered in July 3rd and July 10th is the delivery date. Okay. And the second product, second customer, and July 5th of 2012, and 249 products they have ordered, they have to pay this much, and 14 is the delivery date. Like that, the delivery date is more than the sale date, or the less, equal or more than that. So like that, you have to create, you have to have more and more data, and this is your transactional table. So the sales would happen here. Okay. So this is the table you should have. Now, once you create this table, the next thing you have to do is that you have to dump all this data from the product database, and you have to dump to the stage database. Now, what you have to do, you have to create one more database called create a product stage. Okay. So I have created this, and you have to create and use this database. And now the table structure same as this only. Okay, the table structure same as this, but normally we don't create a primary key and foreign key, everything in the staging. Staging means you have to dump the data. So when you create a primary key also here, what is going to happen when there are some duplicate data and everything, it is not going to be dumped, the package is going to fail. Okay, so why we should not create this kind of a constraints and everything? First, you have to get the data and dump it. Think about this. Let me go to this scenario. The Amazon.com is going to tell you we have the data here. This data, let us move it to the stage database. But now tell me, Amazon.com, the database is not ready in the mornings, because morning 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, the product starts automatically, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, the, increases the sales. Automatically, the server is busy to taking the data. But at the time when you start the SSAS packages and dump the tables, definitely OLTP database, which is not going to respond to the customers, it becomes slow. So the customer will tell them that the database is not, performing properly. The site is very slow. So the what OLTP, the Amazon.com people would say, you take the data whenever the OLTP servers are, uh, not busy. So non-peak hours, you collect the data from me, you dump the data here. So for could be nights. So night the sales is not that much. So during the nights, midnight, then 12 o'clock, or midnight, early morning 3 o'clock, early morning 4 o'clock. So you take the data, you dump the data here. Now, some data they may have in the database, some the data they may have in Excel sheets also. So that you have to understand, but they may give you some data in Excel sheet, XML file, but all this data you have to dump as it is in the stage. So the stage should not have primary key, foreign key, because if you have a primary key, null, not null columns, what's going to happen? The data may fail. At morning 3 o'clock you're starting, because of some duplicate, it got failed, but early morning 9 o'clock you came to the office and you see the last night the package failed. And when you say that I wanted to run the package now, the Amazon is not going to agree for you. Why? Because they wanted to run the business, because morning 9 o'clock means the it is having more and more, load. So again, you have to wait next day morning 3 o'clock to get the data. So the staging where you don't, have some kind of a constraint. So you will have to get the data as it is with the duplicates and everything and dump it first here. And when you dump it early morning 3 o'clock to say 6 o'clock, 3 hours or say, 4 hours time it has taken to dump the data here, and you have a copy of the data here, then you can do something, some kind of a cleaning, remove the duplicates and lots of things you can do here. Because if you don't have the staging, what is going to happen? One is that at the time of getting the data, you are removing, cleaning and everything. And if that is what is happening, cleaning and everything is happening at the time of getting the data, and you're cleaning here itself. Then people would ask you, why staging? You directly clean data, dump it into data warehouse only. Why staging? Because there is no purpose. Because the staging is there to, you have to, during the non-peak hours, dump the data here and keep it. And this is your data. This is a copy of the data. You can play something here. For example, I wanted to merge the columns. I wanted to convert something. If you do some changes also here, and if the data goes dirty, and you can get a copy of the data tomorrow, that is possible. But when you go here and remove the redundancy by mistake, if you do any kind of a wrong things here, the original data is lost. So definitely we should not be able to do any kind of a permission to write the data, because they're going to give only read permission. So using the read, you get the data and dump it here, and you will have on the stage is a copy of the data. Here you're going to have, you may have some kind of a reading and writing, and you can do some kind of a transformation, and from here to here you can dump the data. So staging is compulsory. Otherwise, they're not going to give you some kind of a writing permission. Writing means you can directly go there and delete the data. But can you delete the data with the SSAS package to the OLTP system? It is very, very dangerous. So you should not touch their data. They are going to give you only read-only permission to load the data as it is. For example, you think we have Amazon.com is also selling rice and wheat and everything to you. They have to go to the farmers and get all this rice purchased. And all the data, all the rice and wheat, they're going to get through lorries to the dumping yards. So in the dumping yard, when the rice is, the food is, the items are dumped here, and the food is not very cleaned food. The atta, the raw material they have purchased. And in that, they're going to dump, and they're going to have a labor, or the people here, they're going to clean all the data in the dumping yards, and the cleaned packets are going to be placed in the Amazon site. So are you getting? So we should not be going to the farmers and you purchase the data, or you're going to collect the data and you're cleaning itself. The problem is that you don't have much labor are available with the farmer. So they cannot clean the data. The first, get all the data as it is, whether it is having lots of dirtiness or lots of, stones it is having, lots of, other things are the duplicates are there. You don't worry. You dump the data as it is to the staging. Staging is one more yard where copy paste as it is data here, and you do lots of circus, and you clean the data, remove the duplicates, and you, because you have a copy, if tomorrow you lose the data also here, you can go back and get the copy of the data, and you're not going to do anything on this. And from here, the cleaned data, you're going to go to the data warehouse. So staging is one more database only. It could be in your computer or some other computer, and we have a primary key and all of them are there, but you have to create a blank table. The blank table is this and I'm going to use this. So let me read this table. Select star from, this is a blank table I have to create. But how these tables are going to get the data? With the help of SSAS packages. Okay, so this is created a blank table, and I have a product master. The naming convention also you have to say stage category master. This is what is called category master. Okay, so it is category master, and here it is a stage category master. And when you go here, there is a category master, stage category master, product master, stage. So you have everything, but no primary keys and all. So that is how we are going to create the tables. Same structure, same column names as this, but only you are changing, you are prefixing the stage, and you are not dumping the data by using insert, because staging has to get the data with the help of SSAS packages. For each table, we have to create one package. So this is the step number one you have to do. Load the data into the staging table. Okay, so this script you have to give it to the production people whenever you deploy the packages, because they have to create they have a OLTP database, but they have to create the stage tables also. The stage table scripts and all you have to give, and this script you have to give it to them at the time of deploying your packages, and they have to run the script. Blank tables are created, sales, and these are the tables. Everything is blank now. So this is blank, and this is blank, and everything is blank here. So that you have to see just no data, no data, and no data, and no data. So this is what you have to create. Now once that is done, then you have to design your packages. Let me create SSAS package and create a new project and choose integration services project, and the name of the project I'm going to have is that SSIS products. SSIS products, and I'm going to store here and click on OK. Now, as usual, you have to go to Solution Explorer. You got one package, and now let me rename this package, say load to stage. And what is that I wanted to load? Let me take the first table. The first table we're talking about. So here the first table is what? So category master, I'm going to use this. So let me go here and load the table name. I'm going to have this category master and create it, and go to the control flow and drag and drop a data flow task here. So when you click on the hyperlink, it comes here. And what we have to do, so the source is available for us OLTP. So let me quickly go to OLADB source. Or if the data is available in Excel sheets, you have to drag and drop Excel sheet here and connect to the product database. Now remove the iBank and all quickly. Server name is dot, and go here. You're going to have the product database, that is OLTP database. Succeeded. Click OK and OK. And the table you're going to have the category master. Okay. And you can also have columns. So category master table I'm going to dump first. Or if you wanted to write a query also, go to the SQL command. You should be able to write a command. For example, I don't need all the columns from this category master table. I need only one column. So you can write a query and you should be able to put the query also here. So that is also possible. So here we're going to have something like this. Okay. Instead of, you have 1,000 columns in the source, you can cut down. You may have 2 columns. So this is also, you can also have a write a SQL command and all, and you can also pass parameters. For example, I want to take, say, some city equals to, I don't have the column, city equals to a question mark you should be able to put, and you can have a parameter. So to create a parameter, first you have to create a variable, and the city value you have to store in the variable, and you do lots of circus there. And otherwise also you can simply choose the column. So let us make it very simple. Okay. So let me take the table R view, and I'm going to take this and preview. This is OLTP data. So quickly, let me take the destination also and double click on this. And the destination is not this. The destination we have created a product stage database. Now this would be your destinations. So go here and double click on this and take a new connection. And here I'm going to use server name as dot, or you can use the server name in the development environment where you have stored your data. So product stage, connection, and all of them. And you have to go to the table. You have ran the scripts. The blank tables are created already. So you need not click on new thing here, because already you have to create the script and give it to them. Category ID, and this is how you have the data. So the destination table doesn't have any kind of a data. Now that's it. Very simple package we're going to create now, and you have to start, and you're going to load the data from OLTP to OLAP database. Now 4 rows you have, those are got created. Now when you go here to the staging database, now the data has here. Now when you go here and when you click, you have the data. But unfortunate is the thing, when you click on again here, since I don't have any primary keys here, it is not giving me any kind of an error, and the duplicates are possible. We know when the duplicates are possible, we have to write one more command. The command is truncate table and table name. Always you have to test this command whether this is working fine or not here first, and if it is working fine, it is working fine, and take the command. And always you have to go and have one more task here and execute SQL task, let us put, and take, and here you have to connect to not to the source, to the destination or the target, that is staging. And here we have to keep this. So this is my command, Control C. So I have to go here, copy this command and come back here, and you have to paste. So I'm going to truncate the data before loading. You can also rename. So execute SQL task. So you can say truncate, target, truncate stage target. So target table you're going to truncate. This was F2. F2 for the rename, data flow task, DFT. F2 means renaming. So you're loading the data to target. The target is what? You know what is the target and all. Target is a staging now. Okay. You're deleting the data and loading the data and save and run the package. Now when you go here, you're able to move the data from here, and you should be able to just go here and get the data. Okay. Now the data is here. Are you clear? And tomorrow, your OLTP database is going to insert one more new category. For example, the new category they have added in the OLTP, the category is say furniture or electronics, something like this. So the new category they have added here, say furniture. Okay. So this is the category they have added. So let me add one row in the OLTP. I'm in the OLTP database. I have added. Now, when you read the data here, the data is having 5 records. Furniture is also there. But unfortunately, when you read this data, you have only 4. So how do you get the data here? Because you're truncating the data and loading the data. So again, whenever the OLTP data changes, first you have to get the data to the staging area. Now 5 rows are there because you are truncating and loading the data. So the staging table will have same data as it is, and now you have furniture also. So this is how the things would happen. So before loading into the data warehouse, you have to get all the data from the OLTP to staging area, and you have to dump the data, and you're going to keep it here. And this is one table I have done. So do it for the second table also. Let me go here and take new package. Now the same name as this, Control C and Control V. And the second table is, category. The second table is a product. So product table I'm going to use. And what I should do, the better thing is let me copy all this task because everything the same activity, right? So let me copy this and from this package and put it here and change the connections and all and go and paste it. This is the easiest thing you can do. So you did not get the connections, and go to the package number 1 and take these connections also, and you better. So let me copy this connection and go to the package number 2 because you need not again choose each and everything there, and go to the connection number 1 and get this also. Sometimes when you copy this, the connections also come. I don't know why it did not come today. And copy these connections and all because the time is saved. When you go to the company, people will say you create a package and use the old connections, they'll say. So you have to simply copy and paste, and you have pasted connections and all, and then now you change. So what is the second table we're talking about? The talking about, say, here the table name is say product table. So this is the table name. So this is the data I'm going to have it, and I have some data here, and this data I'm going to load. Now what you have to do, go here and go to the data flow first and now go to the source. Now table you have to take now product master. So now you'll get this kind of an error. So better you delete the only destination part and drag and drop the destination. You're going to have it here, and the destination is already we have the product stage. Now you need not create anything like this, it is there. So since you have copied there, so you have to take stage, so we have stage product and go to mappings. So have category ID like that. You're going to have something here and go here, and here we are going to have stage, but the table name here you have to go to the stage and it is stage product. So this is the data. First execute this command, and now what is perfectly fine, and copy and go here, and you have to do like this. Control V. Now this is the command truncate table. So okay, sorry, this is double command. So you have to be, so truncate table name stage product master, and now done. So save and run the package. So I don't have any data. Now I have ran the data. I got some data. So total number of rows I got 14. So now when you go to the OLTP database, so you're also having, I think, product master, you're having 14 rows. This is perfectly fine. Let me insert one more thing. So let me have a new one here. So say chairs. So I'm talking about say chairs. And tables and all I can have, because we have a new category. The cost is say $500. Okay. The what category we have just now created a category, say 105. That category I'm going to keep it here. So the category will come here, and this is the new record I'm going to insert. And but the same record is not going to come here because I have to insert. I have to run the package. Now you have to go there, and this data will be deleted, and you have to stop. And now 14 runs it has done it, and you have to click on start and doing this, and 15 rows. Now this is what you have to do it by tomorrow, and do for the all packages, and you have to dump and you have to get the data. So clear? So you have 15 rows. Once the data is coming here, and we have to design, we have to create one more data warehouse. Now the data warehouse we have to create is that create one more database called product DW, and here we are going to use the product DW, and now you have to create a table, but the table names and all something different here. So here the table name is, when you go here, the table name is product ID, product name, product price, product category. These are the OLTP tables. Now, what are the people they're going to give you? They're going to give you a mapping sheet. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a mapping sheet. Okay. In that, they're going to say, what is the OLTP? Okay. They write the table name here. Okay. What is the table name you're going to have? This is the mapping sheet. The table name is say product master. Okay. And when you have the product master, and they're going to tell you what are the, the column names and all they're going to give you. This is the product master table, and you have to tell the column names and all. What is the column they're going to have? The table names and all they're going to give you here. So let me go, and the product master table is PID. And all these things they have to give it here, PID and the table name. So later they say here, now let me put like this. So column names, though this one sheet, the architect is going to create, and this is what is known as a mapping sheet. Column names and data type, and whether it is a primary key or foreign key. So key, whether it is a key column and whether it allows null or not, allows nulls. So like that they're going to have, so this is a table name. Column names also product ID name. So let me have product ID. So they're going to give you like this for understanding purpose. And based on this only you have to, generate this kind of scripts and all. And you have to say price, okay? And they say category ID. And what are the data types in the OLTP? They're going to give you like this integer varchar 40 money. So int, so here varchar 40 and we have price is money and small int. Okay. And this is a primary key. Key means what is the key we are going to have here. So this is a primary key in the OLTP database and allows nulls here. We're not going to allow nulls. So like that, you're going to maintain some data. Okay. So these are the column names and all. They're going to have it here. And this is what is the OLTP. Now they're going to have for the equivalent table, what is the table we are going to have. So that table they're going to create here. And but now here they have to say what is the table name, the OLAP, the structure, the table name. Here it is not the product master. They're going to create a one more table name called dim product. So that is the table naming conventions and all. Okay. So the table name is changed. Product master data will become dim product. And here the column names also they're going to change. So this is a product key. So normally we'll say IDs and everything, but here there's a product key. And here they're going to say uh, product name. Okay. And here they may say product price. So they may have some kind of a variations. And here, what are they going to do? They're going to have the data in the company. So this is how we're going to store the data, right? But now they don't want to maintain the category ID here. They want to maintain, the category name here. They're going to merge. The categories are here, right? So we're talking about category data. So this table, this and this column, they're going to remove the 101, 102 in this place, and they're going to have instead of this, they're going to have a straight away product name here. So there is change in the this one. Okay. So here no more category ID. Here it is a category name. So what is the category name? Because the category ID is a small int, but it is not a small int category name. So when you go to the OLTP database, the category name is varchar 50. The same column they have to put it here, and this table is very much useful to us. So what table is joined for what? And when you go here and you would understand that, okay, so this is a small change. So this table and this column is having some kind of a things. And what is that I should do it here to get the category name? So that thing they're going to write. So this is what is called business rule. Okay. So when you dump the data to the dim product table, so what is the business rule I have to apply? The business rule you have to apply here. So what is that? So look up on, what is the reference table? Category master table, because this is a lookup table because you have the category name. Okay. Look up on category master based on what? Category ID. Okay. Look up on category master category ID and get category name. Okay. So this is how the architect is going to create a mapping sheet and they're going to give you. So this is what you have to understand. Now, otherwise you will not be able to create. What is the thing I have to do it and where is the things we have to do it? All of them You have to understand, and every table, the data warehouse table will have some kind of a disturbance because they have this column they have removed because you have one more table here. The table is completely removed and category id here is there, and we are going to have category name and from the other table which is available in the staging as well as in the oltp also. Okay, so what is the business rule we have to apply? So this is what is the SSIS. So we have to apply a lookup transformation. So here when you loading the data to the data warehouse, so when you get the data to the staging, no, nothing is required as it is dumping. So always we'll have a mapping sheet for each and every table. So mapping sheet, they'll say this is for product, dim product. Okay, and they'll say mapping sheet for the category anyhow it is not there, and mapping sheet we're going to have for the say customer. So dim customer table, like that you're going to have one more mapping sheet. So each and every mapping sheet you have to go. So what is the table name? What are the column names? Based on this, you have to generate the script. Okay, so now when you go to the data warehouse, then based on that mapping sheet only I have created. So which is a primary key, yes or no, and it is category name is say 50 here, right? And but the OLTP, the category name is what, 50 only. So whatever if it is 40, then you have to make it 40. So you cannot have different, because tomorrow if you make it 40 and actually this data, if it is 50, then it is going to be truncated and you'll get lots of issues. Be clear and each and everything. And if there are some mistakes in the mapping document, and you have to tell them that correct the sheet and give it to them, because they would have done the testings and everything on in case if they have any kind of a problems. So every ETL developer will get a sheet. What is that sheet means? Mapping sheet. So in the mapping sheet, you're going to understand what table and what column and how it is going. And in each and every column, are we doing any kind of a business rules. So these business rules have to be implemented in the SSAS package. Now they say you convert this data. For example, they may have money here, but you may store something as a decimal here. So that means a business rule you have to convert this data into say a decimal value, like that the business rule. So you have to have data conversion transformation. Okay, like that all the business rules. For example, you may have customer name, the product name, something like that, that I wanted to split. Then they'll say they'll have a customer first name and middle name. There they'll say you split the data. They'll say the business rule here. So you have to apply a derived column transformation. You have a full name, you're coming from the OLTP, but you have a first name and last name. Here they'll say you split the data, split the data. So you have to apply a derived column transformation. You have to split. So for each and every column, what is the business rule you have to apply, that will be recorded neatly in the mapping sheet of the document. Whenever the architect is designing the data warehousing, they're going to give you each and everything. Only you have to see the script and you have to go and generate the script, and this you have to give it to the production people. So production people already they'll have the scripts, so you have to give the script, and these scripts I'm talking about, and they have to give the scripts also. These are the blank tables you have to create. Now they don't have category, this is removed, and here I'm talking about dim product is ready with the blank. Okay, now I don't have the category ID, I have the category name. So one table got reduced, so this will become a star schema. So you have to understand the star schema and snowflake schema, then only you can understand why we have created like this. And you have to see the previous, concept if it is not, if you don't understand this. Clear? Now you have to create one more table, customer name and customer key. So you may have a lot of columns are there in the customer table, and I don't want to, probably I don't need the customer city, whatever the reason. So in this table, the customer city is eliminated. I think they may keep the customer city somewhere else. So the table is, so now in this dimension table, I have only two columns, customer key and customer name. They have taken, they have removed the customer city as of now. So let us understand later why they have removed. And this is one more, this one. And for this also you will have one more this, and straight away there is dumping because there is no lookup, nothing is required. So from the staging area, you can create one package and dumping. So here only we have to create a lookup and everything. So that I'm going to discuss tomorrow. How do you dump the data to the data warehouse? So that is the next thing. So first thing, let us dump all the data from OLTP to staging. So now you create the blank tables and keep it ready. Now you go, you have created a customer table, and when you see in that, customer here, I have a city, and when you go here and the customer cities are, Bangalore, Dallas, Hyderabad, Chennai, I don't have any other city column here, but unfortunately, the company CEOs are saying, I wanted to analyze the data based on cities, fine, and based on state, that is not fine because the state is not here. And I wanted to know the country-wise sales, state-wise sales, city-wise sales. I wanted to analyze the data, but unfortunately, the OLTP data, it is not containing state and the country columns. So this is one extra thing, extra requirement the customer has told you, and the customer also given you the data which is having, but unfortunately, he's not storing a state anywhere, only the city. And no table has a city column, only this table is having Praveen is coming from Bangalore. That means, so if Praveen is buying, then the sales is happened to Bangalore. If some John is buying something, so the sales is happening in Dallas, right? So what is the sales in Dallas means I have to go to the Dallas and see. But now I wanted to include the state of Dallas and I wanted to include the country of Dallas also, but this is not there. So for this purpose, I have to include, this is customer requirement. So country-wise, state-wise, and city-wise sales I wanted to have in my analysis. Because of that, I have to create a new column. The architect is creating a new table and new columns. So this is not the table coming from the OLTP. Remember this. Location key and a country, and you have a state column and you have a cities column. So this is the new table, and in the data warehouse, you have to insert the data manually like this. Okay, so I have Telangana, Hyderabad, I have Andhra Pradesh, Vizag, I have some Karnataka, Mysore, Karnataka, Bangalore, some India data. Okay, I have to insert. When I come down, I have US, Maryland, Baltimore, I have US, Texas, Dayton, and Rhode Island, Providence, like that. I have taken all the cities of US and all the cities of India. You have to dump because the company is doing a business in US market and they're doing business in India market. So all the cities of India you have to load manually. You Google it. You go to Google and create a table. Ask one junior developer to create the table and dump the data also, because this data is not going to come from the OLTP application. Or you give a Excel sheet with these column names. Ask him to fill in the Excel sheet, and you create SSAS package and dump directly to the data warehouse from Excel. So whatever you do, either you ask the developer to do it or you give the column names, ask the customer representative to get all the cities and everything correctly and ask them to give it, so that they're going to give you an Excel sheet that you dump directly here. But this data you're not going to get from the OLTP, but OLTP you have only one city. Clear? So this is one city, one data. This is extra table which is there in the data warehouse. And for this, I'm getting the data from the this one. So this is what you have to understand. This you have to include. Now you have to create one more timetable. So normally when you go to the sales table, let me go to the sales table here. I'm in the product OLTP database. So there is a sale date here. When you're talking about the sale date here, there is a single column, and I have a delivery date also. It is a single column. But now in the OLTP database, we have small amount of data. If somebody asks you what is the sales happened in 2013, so how is the query we're going to write? We're going to apply a function. What function we are going to apply? Where we are going to apply a function called so date part function. Do you remember this function or not? Date part YY. So I wanted to get only the year number, and that is equivalent to 2012. And I wanted to get the record, or I wanted to get the total sales. Go here And here we have a sum of sales amount, okay, as total sales. And this is the query you're going to write, and you have to execute the query, and you're going to get in 2012 the sales is this much. If somebody asks you in 2013 what is the sales, you're going to go and here you're going to do like this, and 2013 the sales is like this. But when they ask, they need year-wise sales. So what we are going to do is that year-wise means I have to take and big query, and I'm going to write it here. And the query I'm going to write here, not this query, I have to use group by clause, group by. So I have to get year and date, and whatever I'm grouping, and let me execute. This is perfectly query you're going to give, but we are not sure what year is this and what year is this, and whatever the thing you have grouped, that you have to keep it in the select. That is the thing. And here you have to give alias. This is year number. So which year and what is the sales happened? This is the query you have to run and execute. Now, in 2012, the sales is this much, and 2013, the sales is this much, and we are running OLTP database. This is OLTP table. Now tell me, if I have a large amount of data, when you apply a date part function on the sale date, go to this, and this is my data, and I'm going here and go to this date and read only these four numbers, and then you have to group and go to the second row and take this and go to the third row and do it. When I have a million data in the data warehouse, on this, when you apply a date part, operation on this, and definitely this query, when you write as it is in the data warehouse, it's going to fail, because you have a large amount of data. Then you're doing for each and every row, go to this row and get the year number, go to this row, get the year number, and grouping, and then aggregating and displaying. Lots of things are doing small operation operation on the huge data. For example, you have a road, traffic is too much, small stone is there, small object is there on the road. Because of the small object, people are slightly taking a turn. Because of the turn, the vehicles have to reduce the speed, and automatically the traffic will get reduced there. So small curve, small thing is going to decrease the speed there. So when you have OLTP data, then definitely this is fine. But when you have OLAP data, when you get year wise, when you get month wise, when you get semester wise, quarter wise, week wise sales, when you apply a date part functions and like this, when you write the query, then definitely data warehouse data is completely slow. Clear? Even though you have star schema, snowflake schema, that is fine, and this is not at all good. So what we can do, if I wanted to speed this table itself, if you wanted to improve the speed on this, I do one small alteration here. So what is that I'm going to do the alteration in the OLTP table? Let us see. Alter table, and the table name is sales, add column year number. Year number, say integer. And I'm adding a one more column here, year number. Okay. Now let me read the data. So when you go here and read the data, I have added one year number here. So in this, let me store, even though I have the sale date here, separately I'm storing year number. So let me store for all these guys, wherever the 2012 is there, and there you update the data to 2012. Let me write small update command. So update sales and set year number equals to 2012, and where, let me take the same command, where blah blah blah, where sale date I'm going to use, and wherever it is a 2012 here, and you take the same number and you try to do it. So, and wherever you have 2013 is there, and there you put 2013, and let me update this also. Now I have updated. Now small alteration to the table I'm doing. I'm doing for the OLTP. I have this and I have this also. Okay. And people are doing, date part function and all of them when they wanted to get the data. And here, when you have a large amount of data, definitely it is going to give you the result. But the problem is that when you have the large amount of data, instead of writing this kind of a date part function queries, what I'm going to do, small change in the logic also. So I'm going to use, instead of applying a function, cite away, group it by year number. Group it by year number, and I'm not applying any kind of a date part function here. I simply say year number here. That's it. Now, because of one column extra, tomorrow I can have a semester number extra. I can have also quarter number. So semester number, July means semester number is 2. So I can have one more column also here. Now you read the data. Now, end of the day, this is also giving same numbers, and when you execute the above query, that is also giving the same numbers. Now tell me, this query will be very, very faster. The below query will be very, very fast because you did not apply the date part, because you're storing the a column separately. So what is the thing you're going to understand? When you have the OLTP data, you can use date part functions and do some circus. For example, I wanted to get quarter wise sales. Quarter and means quarter, and you have to apply quarter, and automatically you can get quarter number. What quarter and blah, blah, blah. So this is also perfectly fine here. Quarter number 1, quarter number 2, quarter number 3, this is the sales. But now you have to apply these functions. Now, instead of applying on the data, in the data warehouse, you're going to have large amount of data. So what customer is going to tell you? So this is not the advisable thing. So for this column, we are going to create a separate table. And the table is going to contain year number separately and date number, the semester number, and lots of things you're going to have. And why we are storing like this, and why we have to create. Did you understand? So when you store the data column as it is, date column as it is, then you have to apply lots of date part functions. If the analysis tomorrow I'm going to do year-wise sales, month-wise sales, quarter-wise sales, week-wise sales, day-wise sales, and if you need this kind of a analysis, then when you apply on this date column these things, then definitely the data warehouse databases will be slow. For that reason, so you have to create one more table. So here you're talking about one column, but for this one column, because of analysis and the performance point of view, this one column data will become a table here. So OLTP will have only the date column and delivery date columns will be there, but in the data warehouse, definitely you're going to create a dim time table extra separately. And this is not there in the OLTP. Remember this. And the date key, and full date, year number, semester number, quarter name, month name, week number, day number, English month name, and Telugu month name. I wanted to, do something for my Telugu people. So I have included this. And you can also say, is it holiday? And for example, sometimes the people would ask you, so what is the business in the holidays and non-holidays, working days? So you can have one Boolean. So is the date holiday or non-holiday? So is it holiday, true or false? So tomorrow the people wanted to analyze, during holidays, what is the sales? Non-holidays, working days, what is the sales? Like that. So all this, date time related analysis you're going to have in this. And I have to create one table such like this, and already table, and this is my table. And who's going to store the data? So you're only going to store the data, because this data is not going to come. Now how do you do that? Simple thing. We can create a stored proc and insert data automatically. Otherwise, you have to create one more table. So say it is a dim time table, give the same columns. And so date key is the first column, this is the primary key, and the full date. Okay, and you have to say year number. So all the columns you have to have, then you have semester number, ask them to fill the data manually. So it is very difficult to fill the data manually. Quarter number, then you have a month number, then you have a month name. Okay, like that you have to give all the date, and you have a, after that week number, and after that you have a day number, and you have a day name. So This is how the table will be. For example, I have started my business one day. One is that I have started in 2012 and July, say 20th, I have started my business. So this is the first record you will have. So it will be 1. Okay. So like that, you have to fill the data from the starting day of the business. Then the second day would be 2. So you have to delete, insert the data continuously. So after that, you have to insert the data here. So 21, 22, like that, you have to simply drag and drop. And year number, you have to say 2012. And semester means July means second, second semester. Quarter means third. And month means July means 7th. Month name means it is July. You have to hard code like this. And week number, say 36. That, starting from the starting number January. So 36 months. Day number is say, July 20. So day name probably you may get some day name. So the day name you have to go to the calendar and say probably say Sunday, something like that. You have to fill in the data. Then next day is 21st. Continuous calendars you have to keep and till date. Till date is what? 2016. You fill the data 2016 data also. So for each and every date will have a number in this. So remember, and this date means this number. So this date means this number. When you say 6 number, you can join and you can easily get that year wise, semester wise, quarter wise, month wise, name wise, week wise, day wise. Is it working day? Is it holiday? Something like this. You can have one more column. No. So you can have one boolean. So if people wanted to ask, is it a holiday sales, non-holiday sales? So what is the sales happened during holidays, or was the sales happened during the working day? Something like this. So you can have this kind of thing. So this table you have to create manually, ask them to dump. You can create an Excel sheet and use this and dump, or you can go to Google it, and lots of stored procedures are there. Using that, you should be able to dump. So I have a stored procedure to dump the data here, and let me take the stored proc. I think I have something here, and let me just Google Drive. I have to go here. So I have, so stored proc, I'm going to have it here, and this is the stored proc, and the database is that what is the database? It is product DW. So this is the thing you have to change and save, and generate dim time table and 2010 data onwards. I don't want to start from that. So 2012 and July I've started my business at 20. So something like this we can have, and it is going to be inserting the data till this. Okay. So this is the thing you have to execute, and I am doing lots of circus here, and I'm creating this one. So automatically it is going to dump the data in your table. So using a while loop, I'm dumping the data. Okay. So here I'm using some kind of a way. So start date and blah, blah, blah. I'm doing it here. I am, setting, and later I'm going to insert the data here. So let me execute this proc first. You have to execute the proc. I'm going to give you this proc, and make sure that you have to execute this proc in data warehouse. And once the proc is executed, then you have to call the proc. So calling already, how do you call the proc? You have to simply go to new query and use product DW and go and execute the proc name. So go here and you're going to execute this, and let me execute. Okay. Now it is inserted all the data. So now let me go here. I did not have the data. Now I have the data here. So 2012 July 20th, and this is the date key also the same, or you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 also. Whatever you wanted to have, you can have. And this is how the data is. So, and Telugu, English month name is July and Telugu month name is Ashada. So this is manual I have inserted. So if you wanted to have say August and Shravana like that, I have inserted some Telugu. You can have Russian month name or Spanish month names also you can have. So something like this. This is my own stored proc I'm going to give you, or you can also create the stored proc and dump. So this table is going to get the data with the help of this. Okay. Now So this is one extra table that you have to create. Now the last table would be sales table. Okay, so what are the table you're going to have in the data warehouse first? Okay, so first table is dim product table. Now here we have, okay, the category is removed. The next table you're going to have dim customer table, and we have dim location table. This is my own table here. Try to understand. You don't get the data, so this is your own table, or you can say user table. It is not the OLTP table. You have to create on your own. So the next table you have also created dim time table. This is also a user table only, not the OLTP table. This is your own table. So these tables are OLTP table. That means you're getting the data from there. Okay. So this is OLTP table. And for this also we're talking about OLTP table. So for this we have created SSAS packages. So where you get the data. So here also you get the data from the SSAS packages only. That packages also I've created just now and shown you. And no, these are the, sorry, this package we did not create, right? Still we have to create. So dim location, you may get the data, you may insert the data directly, or you may use Excel sheet and insert the data. This data also I have used. Inserting data directly is very, very difficult here. So here either you may use SP, or you may create your own Excel sheet and dump the data. So something like, if you create Excel sheet, again you have to use SSAS package and dump the data. But many people will be using, or SSAS also going to give you one script, and that is also going to have it. But instead of taking from there, let me create, this is every data warehouse will have this. Dim timetable is extra table because according to Inmon, it is a subject oriented, integrated, and it is integrated, subject oriented, time variant, and non-volatile. So time variant means different date data. So dim time or dim date, some time data you need to have. So that is separately stored in this. And later we have a table called fact sales table. So these are the tables we're going to have, and all these tables are linked to the fact directly. Now that is this product key is a foreign key coming from the product table. Okay, and you have, so you have to have, what are the things you're going to have? Those product key you're going to have. Then you have a customer key from the customer table and a sale date key. Now you're not going to have the sales date and the delivery date here. So these are two keys, and here we have two measures. Okay, but when you go here, when you go to the OLTP table, OLTP table is having, this is fine, this is fine. Here we are going to replace with this. How? You take this data and you compare. For example, July 3rd, July 20 data, whatever it is, you compare this data with this date. So wherever you have, for example, you're going to have the July 3rd data. This is your July 3rd data, right? So let me, right. So July 3rd means what is the date 1? So whenever you filling the data in this fact table, now you are going to have, this is my OLTP table. When you have OLTP table, so what is going to happen? And now whenever I'm dumping the data, so instead of the date, so I have to take the key. So how do I do this? Again, I have to take the this value and this value, and this value have to map. This value and this value have to map. And when this is correctly mapping, and you pick up the data, and this number you have to insert into this 1 2 3, whatever it is. If it is 1 you have to insert. So for example, it is 1 and the same date you're getting delivery, so this is also 1. So this is what is the data warehouse. This is a product key. Okay, product key, and this is a customer key. So are you thinking, are you getting what I am telling? So here also we have to use two lookups. One is for this lookup, one is for this lookup. And location key I have added extra because I have removed a location, location from the customer table. When you go here, so what is happened here? So knowingly or unknowingly, the customer ID is there, customer name is there. So customer ID 1 means you have some data, but when you go to the customer table here, you're going to have some data, customer data, and 1 means Praveen means Bangalore, but this is, I did not store it here. So what did I do? I have removed this column and they wanted to have a state-wise, country-wise, city-wise. So wherever, the 1 Bangalore. So what I'm going to go to uh, a location table here. So let me go to the location table. And in the location table, what I'm doing, Bangalore. So wherever the Bangalore is there, I'm taking. And the Bangalore ID 105, I have to look up. So the customer city and will be a reference table, and that is going to be used. Then this is the table, main table. I'm going to map this, and that city and this is matching, and pick up 105. And this 105, for whenever 105 is buying a product in the sales table, okay, in the sales table, whenever 105 is put, buying, and here I'm going to put the location ID is 105 here. Okay, if the product ID, customer ID is 105 means his city number I'm going to verify. If customer say this guy is buying something, for example, from Kiran is buying something, or Vimal Rao is buying something from Baltimore. So I take this and I go to this table, and in the dim location table, I check up for Baltimore. So wherever Baltimore is there, and whenever he's buying, his customer ID will be inserted in this. Baltimore customer ID is 108. So when the customer is 106, is buying product ID 101, customer ID is 106, and here I'm put 106. So based on their customer key location, I'm going to have the key here. And the sales date key, I'm going to use dim time table. I'm going to use delivery date keys, and I'm going to use lots of mappings here. I'm going to dump the data. So this is a complex things we have to understand, but as of now, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you all of them later. You concentrate on how to load the data from here to here, and 4 tables, and all the tables you have to have it here. So here, so data warehouse tables are this, and stage tables. We're having say stage, product master, and you have a stage, customer master, and we have stage category master, and we have stage sales. So these are the tables in here, and we have OLTP tables also we have, that is a product master and customer master. All these are there. So these are the things you have to be clear. And are you clear? So the first thing, from OLTP to stage, you move the data and keep it ready. And later, I'm going to give you how the data warehouse is created, and with the help of the tables, and why the fact table is created, and why we have to have dim time table, why did we have created dim location table, extra I have explained, and how do you get the data also I have told. But you concentrate on how to load the data from OLTP to stage first with the help of SSIS. And here, then later we have to create this table schema, and we'll discuss on the next class, and how to load the data from stage to data warehouse we're going to discuss. And for this, the naming conventions are like this. So instead of load to stage, load to data warehouse, and say dim product, dim category, like this. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in the next session. So are you clear? So what is the schemas and everything? What are the tables we're going to have? These scripts we have to give it to the people later. And whenever you give this, so you have to give your packages, and all this, these tables will be, they'll be having, only we have to give the scripts and the scripts to them, and we have to give these many packages. You think about, you have 1,000 packages, 1,000 tables in the OLTP database. Now you have, and lots of lookups you have to perform, lots of conversions you have to perform, and you have not only one fact table. We are talking about only one fact, but data warehouse may contain, say some So hundreds of facts and thousands of dimension tables also. So definitely it is a big project. One or two guys, cannot do it here. Think about Amazon.com. They're going to have lots and lots of data there, lots and lots of tables in the OLTP. So for OLTP to stage one package, from stage two data warehouse, you have the packages, and you have to run the package, stage package first, then run the data warehouse package, and there is a sequence, then jobs you have to create and scripts you have to create. So tomorrow, if any of them in the OLTP changes, OLTP means the original database changes, automatically you have to make changes in all the staging areas, and you have to make the changes in the staging packages and data warehouse packages, and a big drama and a big project for you. Clear, guys? So in the next class, we're going to discuss remaining things. Is it clean? So this is how we have to consent. The phase one is over. What is the phase one? How to load OLTP data into staging, and how to create a scripts for the staging databases we had discussed today. And I have also given some deep, some brief discussion about what are the other tables you're going to have in the data warehousing, and how to create the packages and all. I'm going to tell you in the next class. Okay. So then later, once these are ready, then we're going to talk about cube and everything. So thanks, guys, and thanks so much.